Maxine Dunn, and this is Acoustic Showcase. It's our first show. We're with Terry Clark, and he's a singer and songwriter. Terry, you can say hello.
Well, hi, Maxine. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. So earlier you performed for us today, or another day.
Several songs, actually.
Several songs? Yeah.
Spent about an hour and a half. I'm not sure how many that are actual airable, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we recorded it all. I listened to a little bit of it. It's really beautiful. It's more, what would you say, like folky or something around that?
Well, I guess most of the time when singers do solos, you'll notice it always tends to be slower and folkier.
Right.
It's
more
harder,
down to earth.
Sure, it's harder to do, AC/DC when you're on your own, that kind of thing.
You can, but only if you're in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
We talked about this.
It's mostly more somber things, more serious kind of things that solo artists do.
Cool. So what really inspires you as a musician?
Well, in general, I play off things that go on around me in life. In the very beginning, I got my first guitar when I was 7 years old. My father, he actually was my inspiration. I mean, he used to walk around whistling all the time. That's all he did was whistle everywhere he went. I don't know if he was really happy or if that was just And he played the harmonica and sang along to Hank Williams when he didn't think anybody was listening. I sort of got into music then. I knew that once I picked up that guitar, even though I never really got accomplished with it, even though I still play it today, every day mostly, I knew I'd never put it down. It's just the music is in me. Who said that? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but that's pretty magical for sure.
Yeah.
I know the guitar. I know that the guitar is like a really tough instrument to learn. Like you have to play it from when you're little if you're really going to be good. It takes like 7 years to really be mechanically really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I think people, they practice at their own pace, and it's in the beginning, it's a matter of how much pain you can handle, because you have to build up these calluses on your fingers.
Right, it's painful.
Yeah, it's not like playing the piano or anything where just the sound of it is painful. With the guitar, you actually have to pick it up after you played for 2 hours yesterday and your fingers still hurt, but you have to pick it up.
I've tried, I know.
And every time you try not to wince, but after a while, the calluses build up and you get used to it, and your fingers sort of move in the right places, and it sort of comes along after a while.
Good. Well, that's really good. So, so you were inspired by your father, basically.
Yeah, originally, yeah. Then, of course, I just started listening to the music of the times, and at that time,
music's in you.
Because I lived in his house, it was mostly Hank Williams and that kind of stuff. Hey, good looking and all that. Well, George Thorogood did a couple of his songs. But then after a while, you pick up on the Beatles and Elvis, and this is back in the early '60s.
Oh yeah.
I should know. So I'm old, so you may not.
And very attractive.
Oh, thank you very much.
Still.
Thank you very much. But then when rock sort of hit, I really got into Eric Clapton and that kind of movement, because it was that bluesy thing that they started to introduce, and they started getting away from the Neil Sedaka pop kind of stuff So I started listening to a lot of that. A lot of my early influences, singing anyway, was surprisingly enough was Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. Their range was just phenomenal. The way they could hang on to a note, and Frank, I mean,
Frankie.
He could just it seems like his breath went on for minutes. And, actually, he learned how to take a breath while he's actually singing and make it imperceptible. You couldn't even tell, So that kind of thing. And then I made a mistake and started getting into Joe Cocker, and darn near blew my voice away, because I am a bass naturally. I learned that when I was in school. They did a concert choir thing, and they tried you out on all of the different levels and everything, and they said, "You're a bass, don't sing here." So it took a long time for me to discover that I needed to start singing from my diaphragm and not from my throat.
Right.
Which a lot
Very
of people,
smart. Mm-hmm.
which a lot of people do. They try to mimic, like if you
Another
try to,
singer.
right? If you
But
try
really,
to,
you have to get like formal or more informal or into your own voice. You have to learn your own voice. Learn to listen to your own voice while you're singing.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I tried for a time to sing Neil Young. Here in a town in North Ontario. Well, it became obvious. It sounded okay in the shower, but then, when you tape it and then you go back and listen to it to yourself, and you say, "Oh, that's horrible. That's not me." So so a lot. I still cover a lot of his songs, but I use my own voice, and it becomes more my song, and I think it sounds better because it's more authentic, and so I've learned to do that. And it's really the only time that I play music is not really for other people. I do it for my own enjoyment. I'm sort of a solitary kind of guy, it's not...
Okay, well, great. I can't wait to hear you, so we're going to watch you right now.
Jenny kissed me when we met, rising from the chair she sat in, all alone. Oh, time, you thief, you know you love to get fools on your list. Well, I'm not one, so don't write me down. Say I'm weary, say I'm sad. Say that health and wealth have missed me. Say I'm growing old but had the Jenny kiss me. At first unwilling, but now I'm able to speak. I remember the days with her I was feeling very weak. Oh, but look at me now, I got through it all anyway. You see, Jenny was my lover then, but she's not here today. Jenny was my lover then, but now she's just my friend. Took time to get over that girl, but now without some more crying. Jenny was my lover then, but now she's just my friend. Swear I love that girl until my time will end. Jenny kissed me when we met, rising from the chair she sat in, all alone. Time, you thief, you know I love to get fools on your list. Well, I'm not one, so don't write me down. Say I'm weary, say I'm sad. Say that health and wealth have missed me. Say I'm growing old but that Jenny kissed me.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Maxine Dunn, and we're here with Terry Clark. You just saw him singing a beautiful, beautiful song. Did you want to talk a little bit about this song?
Sure. This song is called "Jenny Kissed Me." It's loosely around a poem that was written by a guy in the 1830s. Lee Hunt was his name, James Lee Hunt. He was an obscure poet who sort of hung around all of the more famous ones, Shelley and all those people back then. And it's sort of about come what may, no matter what happens in life, call me a failure, say I didn't make any money or anything, but at least Jenny kissed me. And I sort of adapted that to a relationship that I had when I was just getting out of college, and that was my own Jenny. And one day I thought things were going great, I thought we had a great future together, and then she just came up to me one day and said, I got to go, and that's it. And we didn't want to see each other. Yeah. Well, I didn't find out until later that she had gotten pregnant. Much later, I found out many, many years later, she had gotten pregnant, and her mother had convinced her to end the pregnancy and the relationship with that young man. It still goes, though, that I thought it was a wonderful relationship, and I'm glad we had it no matter what happened. No matter what happens in my life, at least Jenny kissed me. And that's a sort of
That's
message.
beautiful. I hope some guys sing songs about me like that.
Well, you can't leave them. Well, maybe that's the only way that's going to inspire them to write something. I'm not sure that I've done anything if we were still back together,
Right.
But,
yeah. But that's pretty.
Well, I think that's why people you ever notice about love songs, they're mostly about broken.
So was she trying to do like the right thing? Like she was trying to do like
I'm
the
sure
right thing.
I'm sure her mother was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you don't listen to parents.
Yeah. But
Don't listen to parents.
in any case, yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about.
So mostly, I guess the songs that I sing have some kind of a meaning like that.
Totally.
And
That's a very.
And many of them probably
Very
come,
extreme, real story. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them come from heartache and pain, and sort of like country western. My dog died, and
Totally.
my wife left me, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's real.
Yeah,
It's not like corny.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Wow. Okay.
So we have another one.
Yeah. Do we have another song that we can play right now?
You can do just what you please. Well, I'm gonna pick my master's peas. The field is passing in this old sack. I tell my master when he gets back, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to the big house door and tell my master can't pick no more. You can do just what you please. Well, I am a machine tool man. I turn my lathe as true as I can. I go to work at 5 each day, yeah. 6 days later go get my pay, yeah. Well, I would never work in wood, I wouldn't if I could, 'cause I am a machine tool man, yeah. what you please, yeah. Well, I'm gonna get up off my knees and do the things only which I could, yeah. Look to a gift that do no good now. Well, I'm gonna lay in the sun all day and slowly pass the time away. You can do just what you please, yeah. What you please. Well, I'm gonna pick my master's peas, fill this basket in this old sack, tell my master when he gets back, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to this big house door and tell my master can't pick no more. You can do just what you please, yeah.
That was really good, Terry Clark.
Thank you.
Yes. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. What would you like to say about that song?
Well, that was I wrote that song. I had a summer job once at Kingsbury's here in Keene. My job was to do all of the gopher things that the machinists didn't have time to do and things like that. And I had this boss who was maybe these days I grown to appreciate him a little more, but God, I thought he was a slave driver, I mean, it was boy, I guess it really brought out the rebel out of me, So I thought about slavery, and I thought about how they were forced to pick cotton in the fields and do all of that demeaning kind of thing, So I thought that I would write a protest song about working and working conditions and how sometimes
Amen.
It's not fair.
Amen to that, brother.
And and lo and behold, things have actually gotten worse. I mean, that's a big part of the way I think these days. There's this social injustice that's out there, and a lot of the songs that I sing about try to focus on the invisible things that are right in front of us. Things that everybody knows. It's sort of like Leonard Cohen's song "Everybody Knows."
Yeah. Is this
everybody knows that the no. How does
is
that
this
go?
in The Lion King? When he's
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because I don't know what
No,
song.
everybody knows the dice are loaded and everybody throws with their fingers
So it's like
crossed.
a gambling thing,
yeah,
or
but-
you're just giving away your money for nothing.
But
or...
everybody knows the game is fixed.
Yeah, it's all fixed. It is.
The
It
poor
really
stay
is.
poor and the rich get rich.
Richer.
That's just
It's
how
really
it
bad
goes.
if you actually look at the scales.
But
the scales are just like bloop, like. It's pretty bad.
But the real tragedy of it is everybody knows.
And people pretend that they don't know.
And they don't do anything about
No,
it. They just
nobody.
allow it to go.
Yeah.
So
And that's the government. But let's not talk about them. I didn't say that. That's a wrong word. We're not saying that word.
So I think if anything really inspires thinking from me anyway, if I see a great injustice or I see something that just shouldn't stand, there's something in me that says, look,
I've always been that way.
I just have to.
I love that, Terry. I love it.
Well,
I
sometimes
love
at
it.
my peril.
So glad I met you. This is beautiful. I'm so glad you're on the Acoustic Showcase. This is so wonderful having you here. I mean, this is powerful, powerful music. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be heard, and that's why we're here. We're here to have your music be heard.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to another, and then.
Do we want to move on to another song? Yes, I would love to hear another song.
Came into a restaurant, and man, did he look old. thought I'd seen his face before and heard the stories that he told. He had a sad grin as we all looked up to him, say he'd be better soon if he didn't have to go away. Had a home and a family, drove a big old family car. But she said she needed time to think when drinking at all the bars. No one told him that it didn't have to be that way. No one told him that he'd have to go away. The judges and the masters, they rip the children from you. The bastards bust and destitute you, misery your whole day through. No one told him that it didn't have to be that way. They just told him that he would have to go away. But you can't keep a good man down, no matter what they say. No, you can't keep a good man down. He gets stronger every day. But when you're 17, nothing can cut you through. And when you're 42, you can't wait for it to end and start again, yeah. I'd seen his face before and heard the stories that he told. You can't keep a good man down no matter what they say. You can't keep a good man down, he just gets stronger every day. Why don't you stay? You can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good man down.
Okay, that was an awesome song. Did you want to talk a little bit about this song, and then we're going to probably try to wrap this up a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about injustice before. This comes in the heels of a divorce. And it's sort of the experience that a lot of young men used to go through. I'm not sure how things in the court system is today, but it used to be an incredibly demeaning, demoralizing, and devastating experience. You know, where one of the lines there, I say the judges and the masters, they rip their children from you, and the bastards bust and destitute you. and that's really, not only do they tell you that that you have to leave, but they take everything away from you. And beyond that, I'm not sure how they deal with it today, but back then you were actually a defendant, as if you did something wrong, and you were treated as though in a criminal court. Today we have family court and we have mediators and things like that that seem to be, maybe make the experience a lot better. But through it all, I decided, I'm gonna get through this, and you can't keep me down, you bastards. You can't keep the good man down.
Totally.
And so they didn't, and I went on to even have another divorce, and then got through that one too. But happily married now for a long
And what's her
time.
name? Do you want to give a shout out to your
Sky
lovely wife?
Stevenson is her name, and she's the
Aw,
most beautiful
Sky.
woman in the world.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah.
We miss you.
So in any case, that's the story of that song there. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did. It was very, very touching, very beautiful song. My brother is actually just going through this stuff. I mean, it's an everyday thing. Like, it's an everyday struggle, just keeping relationships. And marriage is a hard one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's to say what's right, what's wrong? Who's to say, you know, when to get married? You know, back in the day, it was just like this whole story of like, you know, like get married when you're 13. I don't know. You know, it's always been like, it's always like gravitating, you know. And I talk to women all the time that have gotten married later and had kids when they're 30, and people are like, oh my God, that's so dangerous. And it's just like, no, it's not. Not if you're a healthy person. People think that 30 is old. Like, come on, people. Like, health is real. Like, health is a real thing. Like, you can be healthy and like grow healthier as you get older.
Well, I think a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. Whether it's
I believe that too.
for tradition, or
Family, like wanting to like impress your parents. That's what I say. Like,
a lot of people fall in love with love.
do your own thing.
They don't really fall in love with the person. And unfortunately, once
we
you
were
get
just
married,
talking about that.
Once you get married, you start having kids, and you start really complicating other people's lives. And that's where I wrote this song. I was talking about what I thought was a very unjust and unfair court system, who thought that they had the children's best interests in mind.
It's like supposed to be a romantic relationship with the children in school systems, or is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the court system in dealing with a breakup or a divorce. They think they're doing the right thing, but when at the end of the day, what they do is they just end up devastating the family. They take all their money away from them. They destroy relationships.
It's disgusting,
They pit the parents against each other, which for years will follow the children. And hopefully these days they're getting it better. Yeah,
so your music is definitely spreading awareness to all the people, at least in, you know, Cheshire TV. So we love having you here. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. So we can wrap this up, and maybe we can, you know, we love having you here. Please come again. We'll do the left handshake to be opposite, and yeah, everything's great. This is so great.
Yeah, thanks.
I love it.
It was a blast.
Thank you.